Part 3, Into the Gilded Cage. On the night of the gala, Eddie borrowed a discarded tailcoat, brushed his hair back with water, and slipped through the servants' entrance with a stolen tray in hand. No one looked twice, servants were invisible. He moved through the mansion like smoke, past marble floors and oil paintings. In the study, he found it, a locked cabinet filled with correspondence, ledgers, and an iron-bound ledger marked coal contracts, confidential. But footsteps neared. Eddie grabbed what he could: letters, contracts, and a velvet box he hadn't time to inspect, and ducked behind a curtain. Through the crack, he saw Blackmere himself enter, muttering about damned unions. The magnate poured himself brandy, then noticed the open cabinet. His brows drew together, but then his face turned pale. The window was open. Eddie had left it ajar. As Blackmere stepped to it, Eddie bolted from the curtain, snatched a candlestick, and brought it down on the back of his head. The magnate crumpled without a sound. Eddie stared at the man sprawled on his own Persian rug. Then, he smiled grimly. "I suppose you'll be out of the house for a bit." Part 4, When Coal Turns to Ashes. Blackmere awoke bound to a chair in his own wine cellar, his mouth gagged with a silk handkerchief. For days, Eddie played a dangerous game, slipping messages to the press, leaking copies of the stolen documents to union leaders, and forging a confession letter in Blackmere's hand. The forged letter declared that Horace Blackmere had embezzled funds, bribed officials, and falsified safety records. Within a week, scandal erupted across the city. The bank froze his accounts. His investors turned on him. Workers stormed his mines demanding wages and rights. Then came the final blow. Eddie, posing as a solicitor, handed over a deed from the velvet box, the deed to Gorse Hill Manor itself. It was legally assigned to an anonymous beneficiary in the event of Blackmere's criminal incapacity. The name on the deed? Edwin Marsh. By the time Blackmere escaped, the police were at the gates, not for Eddie, but for him. The magnate, half mad and raving, was carted off to Bedlam, screaming about ghosts in his study and traitors in his wine cellar. Part 5, The Coal King's Heir. Spring bloomed in Manchester, and Gorse Hill Manor saw new life. Edwin Marsh, once ash-stained Eddie, now strode the halls in a clean linen shirt, hosting quiet meetings with labor leaders and scholars. The manor no longer echoed with cruel laughter and threats but with thoughtful debate and quiet revolution. He reopened the mines, but under fair contracts and strict safety rules. He built schools for miners' children. Some whispered he was a fraud, others a thief, but most called him the Coal King's ghost, a man who rose from soot to silk and never forgot where he came from.